Morning, everyone. Chazak Baruch for making the minyan. We are in Siman Taf Reish Pechet Seif Vav. We mentioned that, of course, this year is something special that Tet Vav, the 15th of Adar, falls out on Shabbat. So in Yerushalayim, in a walled city, how does that work out? Because they celebrate Purim on the 15th. So the Shulchan Aruch tells us what happens. And this is what's called Purim Meshulash, the 3-day Purim, essentially for the Yerushalmi, people that live in Yerushalayim. Because you can't read the Megillah on Shabbat. So what happens is they read the Megillah on Friday, just like we're going to read it. On Shabbat, though, and also on Friday, because what always goes together with the Megillah is Matana Le'Evyonim, is the mitzvah of the money for the poor. The Gemara tells us because the poor come to the synagogue when they know people are gathered to read the Megillah, to collect, so that those two go together. So the mitzvah of Megillah is on Friday, and Matana Le'Evyonim is on Friday also. On Shabbat, that's when the parasha Vayavo Amalek is read. The parasha Purim is read also on Shabbat as the maftir, and Al Nisim is also read on Purim in the Tefillot. And then on Sunday, that's when they're going to do the Seudah and they're going to do Mishloach Manot. So it's a 3-day Purim. I remember when I was living in Israel for a 3-day Purim. So Yerushalayim, everyone, it's amazing. It's just 3 days of fun. So when it comes to Shabbat also, it's like a Purim in a way. And I remember walking by on a Friday night, finishing shul, but I walked by a different shul, and it was a kind of like, imagine a storefront and like a window, and you could see in, and you see like, black, like I was walking from the front of the shul to the back, so you see black cats, and the guy in the back row was dressed in a full Santa Claus suit. It was a fun Shabbat. Okay, so that's just a little bit about Shabbat Purim. The next halacha connects to some of our members who are on a boat right now, and they're going to be on a boat over Purim. So the Shulchan Aruch tells us if there's people that are traveling and they don't have a Megillah. So let's say they do have a Megillah with them, and from what I understand, that group, they're going to be landing, like it's perfect, going to work out. They're going to be in one island for nighttime, the next island in the daytime. They already worked it out with the Chabad's there. Baruch Hashem. So number one is the Raman, the end of Sifei explains that if a person's from Yerushalayim who does it on the 15th, but now he's on a boat or he's traveling outside of Yerushalayim, you are where you live where you are at that moment, and we're going to spend that night. So therefore, they do like the 14th. So if you have a Megillah, then you read on the 14th. But here the Shulchan Aruch says, what if you don't have a Megillah, or if you have a Megillah only on the 13th, or on the 12th, or on the 11th? So the Gemara, famous Gemara at the beginning of Masechet Megillah, tells us already you could read the Megillah early from the 11th, 12th, 13th of Adar, without a bracha though, in those situations. And says the Shulchan Aruch, if a person he's not going to have it on those days, then technically you could even read it from the beginning of the month of Adar, already from now, without a bracha. But after the 15th, so now also the 15th also counts. If let's say there are 14 people because they're outside of Yerushalayim. Now, let's say they only get a Megillah on the 15th, they should also read it on the 15th without a bracha. If they read on the 14th, let's say, so he says, okay, so let's say you read it already on the 11th. And then came the 14th, you actually got a Megillah. So read it again with the bracha, because that's the actual day. If you didn't get it till the 15th, read it on the 15th without a bracha. If you only got a Megillah on the 16th or on, that's it. V'lo ya'avor, says the Megillah, you don't pass the 15th of Adar. So if they're on this cruise and they don't have a Megillah, nothing, whatever, comes the 16th of Adar, they get a Megillah, sorry. That's totally gone. Not even to say it without a bracha, not even to do such a thing. Okay, that's that for the halachot of the day. I know none of them are applicable to us here so much, but definitely applicable to people in Yerushalayim to get a feeling of what it's going to be like this year, and for our friends that are enjoying themselves. Minchat tonight at 5:55. Have a good day, everyone. Time to